Good morning, everyone. Today, we stand at the threshold of a new opportunity, a fresh start to a new day. How you begin your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Imagine unlocking a power that propels you forward, one that infuses every moment of your day with purpose, strength, and clarity. Let's explore how you can harness that power and make every day a triumph. Every day you wake up to a world that is full of challenges, opportunities, and uncertainties. The truth is, you can't control everything that happens in your day, but you do have control over one very important thing: your mindset, what you choose to focus on, how you respond, and the energy you carry into the day can shape your experiences in ways you can't even imagine. But here's the key: to fully embrace the day, you need to begin with confidence, grounded in the understanding that you are protected by something much bigger than yourself. It's a force that shields you from the uncertainties of the world, that guides you even in moments of doubt, and that empowers you to keep moving forward no matter what. Now, I know that for many of us, waking up can be overwhelming. The weight of responsibilities, tasks that need to be done, and challenges ahead can feel like a heavy burden. But what if, instead of feeling burdened, you woke up knowing that you are already equipped with the strength you need to overcome anything? What if you could wake up each morning with a sense of assurance, a belief that no matter what obstacles come your way, you've already been protected and prepared for them? This doesn't mean that challenges won't arise. Of course they will. Life is filled with its fair share of obstacles. But the key to embracing the day with confidence lies in the mindset of protection. Protection isn't just about avoiding danger. It's about understanding that even in the face of adversity, you're equipped to handle it. It's about knowing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and that no matter how fierce the storm, you have an anchor that keeps you steady. When you embrace this mindset, your perspective shifts. You no longer approach the day with fear or hesitation, but with anticipation and excitement. You know that you have everything you need to handle what comes your way. And that makes all the difference. Think about it. When you start your day with the confidence that you are protected, you walk into every situation with a sense of power. You interact with others more effectively, make better decisions, and approach your goals with the determination of someone who knows they are supported every step of the way. So how do you tap into this protection? It starts with your morning. It starts with your mindset. Begin by affirming that you are protected from harm, from negativity, and from anything that would derail you. When you make this affirmation, something remarkable happens. You create an invisible shield around you that enables you to move through your day with resilience and strength. But here's the thing: this protection isn't just about avoiding harm, it's about having the inner strength to rise above whatever comes your way. It's about trusting in your ability to navigate through uncertainty, knowing that you have the tools within you to transform any challenge into an opportunity for growth. As you step into the day, remember, you are not walking alone. Protection is not just a passive force, it's an active presence that empowers you to do more, to be more, to achieve more. So when you open your eyes in the morning, embrace the confidence that comes from knowing you are divinely protected. Step forward with strength and let the day unfold with clarity and purpose. But how do you take this protection even further? How do you ensure that every moment of your day continues to align with your deepest purpose and desire? Well, that's where the next step comes in. Let's explore how to tap into the power of gratitude to propel you forward and unlock even more potential. When you open your eyes in the morning, do you feel a sense of purpose, or are you simply going through the motions, rushing to get started with your day? The truth is, how you begin your morning directly influences how you show up for the rest of your day. You see, the most successful people don't just wake up, they rise with purpose. They wake up with a mission, a goal, and a burning desire to make the most of every single moment. Now, here's the powerful truth: purpose is the engine that drives you forward. Without it, you're just drifting through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. But when you start your day with purpose, something extraordinary happens. You align your thoughts, energy, and actions with a clear focus. You set the tone for the entire day, and with that focus, you unlock an inner strength that fuels your every step. So how do you begin each day with purpose? It all starts with your mindset. The moment you wake up, you have a choice. You can either allow your mind to wander aimlessly, or you can choose to center it around a specific purpose. What do you want to achieve today? What goals do you want to move closer to? What impact do you want to make on the people around you? These are the questions that fuel your morning, and they provide the clarity you need to take intentional actions. Starting your morning with purpose also requires focus. Focus is the key that unlocks your potential. It's the ability to eliminate distractions and channel your energy towards what truly matters. When you focus on your purpose, everything else becomes secondary. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve you, and you start investing your energy into what will propel you forward. But here's something even more powerful to consider. The strength that comes from purpose and focus is not just physical or mental strength, it's emotional and spiritual strength as well. When you wake up with a clear sense of why you're doing what you're doing, you feel more connected to your work, to your goals, and to your deepest desires. This connection gives you resilience. It gives you the strength to keep going even when the road gets tough, because you're not just moving through your day aimlessly, you're driven by something much greater than temporary challenges. And this is where the magic happens. When you start your morning with purpose and focus, you become unstoppable. Every obstacle that comes your way becomes an opportunity for growth. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes fuel for your drive. This is the strength that comes from waking up with clarity. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not always easy. There will be days when it feels hard to stay focused, or when the weight of your responsibilities seems overwhelming. But this is where your true strength is tested, because when you've made the decision to start your morning with purpose, even the toughest days become easier to navigate. So how do you maintain this focus throughout your day? How do you ensure that your purpose doesn't get lost in the shuffle of daily distractions? That's the next key we need to explore. Let's talk about the power of gratitude and how it can transform not only your morning, but your entire life. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise above challenges with ease, while others struggle to get started? What's the difference between those who thrive and those who merely survive? The answer is mindset. Your mindset shapes how you approach everything in life, from the way you handle setbacks to how you seize opportunities. And the truth is, success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of a foundation that's built day by day, moment by moment, with intention and clarity. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is like a blank canvas. What you choose to paint on it will determine the rest of your day. If you wake up with the mindset that today will be full of challenges, obstacles, and difficulties, guess what? That's exactly what you'll find. But if you choose to wake up with the mindset that today is an opportunity to grow, to create, and to thrive, then that's the reality you will experience. A strong foundation for success begins with the decision to see each day as a gift, as a new chance to move closer to your goals. It's about believing that today matters, that what you do today is a stepping stone towards something great. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday, or even last week. What matters is the mindset you choose to adopt right now, in this moment. But success isn't just about having a positive attitude. It's about having a mindset that's focused on growth, on progress, and on creating results. It's about waking up with a sense of purpose and knowing exactly what you need to do to get one step closer to your vision. A mindset for success is laser-focused. It's the ability to identify distractions and remove them from your life. It's the ability to keep your eyes on the prize, no matter how many obstacles you encounter along the way. The most successful people don't just work hard, they work smart. They understand that success is built on consistent, focused effort. Each morning they ask themselves, what's my goal for today? What action can I take today that will bring me closer to my vision? They don't waste time on things that don't move them forward. They know that time is their most valuable resource, and they protect it fiercely. But here's the real power of this mindset. When you wake up with the mindset for success, you automatically position yourself for opportunities. You begin to see things that others might miss. You become more open to new ideas, new ways of doing things, and new possibilities. Your perspective shifts, and you start noticing doors that were always there but you never saw before. The key to building a strong foundation for success is in your daily habits. It's in the little things you do each morning that compound over time. These habits create momentum that propels you forward. even when the journey gets tough. And the best part is, these habits are completely within your control. So how do you create these habits? How do you ensure that each morning you're laying down a solid foundation for success? The answer lies in the next step, embracing the power of gratitude, and how it can further elevate your mindset and set the stage for even greater achievements. Let's explore that in the next step. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, and instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything you need to do, you start your day by taking a moment to reflect on everything you're grateful for. What would that do for your mindset? What would that do for your energy and your outlook on the day ahead? Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal, and yet so many people overlook its ability to transform the course of their day. Gratitude is more than just a polite response when someone does something nice for you. It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world. And when you harness the power of gratitude, you immediately shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have. You move from a place of scarcity to a place of abundance. You stop focusing on the problems and start seeing the solutions, the opportunities, and the possibilities. Now think about it. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that usually comes to mind? Is it a list of things you need to do? A list of problems to solve? Or do you immediately start your day by acknowledging the good things in your life? What if the first thought that entered your mind each morning was, I am so grateful for the opportunities this day holds? What would that do for your entire experience of the day? Gratitude is a powerful tool because it shifts your perspective. It helps you see the good even in the midst of challenges. When you are grateful, you are training your mind to look for the positive, no matter the circumstance. Instead of waking up and worrying about everything that could go wrong, you start your day by focusing on everything that's going right. And when you do this, you immediately put yourself in a positive emotional state, one that fuels your energy and motivation. Here's the thing about gratitude. It's not just about saying thank you for the things that are going well. It's about cultivating a deep sense of appreciation for everything in your life, even the things that challenge you. Because let's be honest, every challenge, every obstacle, and every setback carries a lesson. And when you approach these experiences with gratitude, you unlock their hidden potential. You realize that the difficult moments are often the ones that shape you the most, that build your resilience, and that push you toward greater heights. Gratitude also connects you to the present moment. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, it brings you back to the now. It helps you fully experience each moment as it comes, with awareness and presence. And this presence is the foundation for all your success, because it allows you to show up fully in whatever you do, whether it's at work, in your relationships, or in the pursuit of your dream. So how do you start each day with gratitude? It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler the better. Take a few minutes every morning to reflect on the things you're grateful for. It could be your health, your family, the opportunities ahead, or even the simple joy of waking up to a new day. And as you go through your day, continue to look for things to be grateful for. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and the more you'll begin to see the world in a positive light. But what happens when gratitude becomes a part of your daily routine? How does this shift affect the rest of your day, and more importantly, the way you approach your goal? Well, that's where the next step comes in. Let's talk about how the mindset of gratitude leads to a deeper sense of confidence, and how you can use that confidence to make meaningful progress in your life. What if I told you that your morning rituals have the power to break barriers and unlock the life you've always dreamed of? Imagine waking up each day with a sense of purpose and direction so clear that no obstacle, no challenge, and no distraction could stand in your way. That's the power of an intentional morning ritual. The way you begin your day, the habits you form, and the rituals you create will ultimately determine how far you go and how much you achieve. Morning rituals aren't just about what you do, they're about how you do it. It's about creating a routine that empowers you, that sets you up for success, and that breaks down the mental and emotional barriers that stand between you and your goals. The truth is, life will always present challenges, but when you cultivate the right morning habits, you'll be ready to face those challenges head on. You'll have the strength, clarity, and focus to move past anything that tries to hold you back. Think about the mornings when you wake up feeling unprepared, scattered, or overwhelmed. On those days, everything feels harder, doesn't it? Your thoughts are all over the place, and it's hard to get into a productive flow. But on the days when you've set the tone for your day with intentionality, everything changes. You feel stronger, more capable, and more focused. The day ahead seems less daunting because you've already decided that you're going to approach it with confidence, clarity, and purpose. So, how do you create these powerful morning rituals? It starts with the little things, the actions you take as soon as you open your eyes. Instead of diving straight into your phone or letting your mind wander to what needs to be done, take a moment to center yourself. Take a few deep breaths, acknowledge the gift of a new day, and set a clear intention for how you want the day to unfold. This simple act of pausing, of being intentional, allows you to take control of your day before it starts to control you. Next, think about what practices you can incorporate into your morning that will nourish your mind, body, and spirit. This could be anything from meditation, journaling, or exercise, to reading something inspiring or listening to a podcast that fuels your mindset. The key is consistency. The more you stick to these morning rituals, the more you begin to break through barriers. You create momentum, and over time, those small actions compound into massive change. The truth is, the world doesn't owe you success. You have to create it, and your morning rituals are the foundation for that creation. If you want to break the barriers that hold you back from reaching your full potential, you have to commit to doing the work every single morning. It's the small daily decisions that will change your life, not the big one-time breakthroughs. And here's the real power of these morning rituals. As you consistently build and reinforce them, you start to notice that your barriers aren't as big as they once seemed. The things that used to stop you, the fears, the doubts, and the limitations, those things begin to lose their grip on you. You start to rise above them, and you move closer to the person you were always meant to be. But there's one more thing to consider. What happens when you combine these rituals with the right mindset? What happens when you start your day, not only with powerful routines, but with a deep belief in your own abilities? That's the key to unlocking even more potential. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. How to cultivate the mindset that turns your morning rituals into true sources of power and success. Every morning, you are presented with a fresh opportunity, a blank canvas ready to be painted with the choices you make. The question is, how do you choose to fill that canvas? Will you let the distractions of the day dictate your actions? Or will you take charge of your morning with vision and clarity? The truth is, the most successful people don't just wake up and go through the motions. They wake up with a clear vision of what they want to accomplish, and they take deliberate steps toward it, starting from the very first moment their eyes open. Your potential is vast, it's limitless, but many people never truly tap into it because they lack vision. They wake up without a sense of direction, without knowing what they truly want, and as a result, they end up drifting through their days, reacting to whatever life throws at them. But when you start your day with a clear vision, when you wake up with a sense of purpose, everything changes. You shift from being passive to being active. You stop letting circumstances dictate your day, and instead, you take control. Vision isn't something that just happens on its own. It's something you create. It's a mental picture of what you want your life to look like. It's not just about setting goals. It's about seeing your goals as if they've already been achieved, about embodying the feeling of success and fulfillment before it's even a reality. When you wake up with vision, you know exactly what you're working toward. And that sense of clarity is like a GPS that guides you throughout the day, helping you stay focused and on track, no matter what distractions or challenges come your way. Think about it. How much easier is it to stay focused when you have a clear picture of where you're going? When you have a vision, your decisions become easier because you can quickly evaluate if a choice aligns with your goals or takes you off course. You begin to see opportunities that you might have missed before, and you have the confidence to seize them because you know they're in alignment with your vision. Without vision, you're constantly questioning your choices, doubting whether you're on the right path. But with a clear vision, you move forward with confidence. Now, how do you cultivate this vision? It starts by taking time each morning to reflect on what you truly want. This isn't just about career goals or material achievements. It's about your entire life. What kind of person do you want to be? What legacy do you want to create? What do you want to contribute to the world around you? These are the questions that will help you create a vision that's meaningful and fulfilling. But vision alone isn't enough. You need clarity to bring that vision to life. Clarity is what allows you to take action. Without it, your vision remains nothing more than a dream. Clarity comes when you break down your vision into actionable steps. You identify the key areas of your life that need attention, and you create a plan for how you'll address them. Clarity isn't about having all the answers. It's about knowing the next step to take, and that's enough to propel you forward. So when you wake up each day, take a moment to connect with your vision. Picture the life you want to create, and then identify the one thing you can do that day to move closer to it. This simple act of vision and clarity will set the tone for your entire day, and before you know it, you'll find yourself taking consistent steps toward the life you truly desire. But what happens when your vision is aligned with your inner confidence? How does that shift the way you approach each goal, and how do you transform that clarity into tangible results? Let's explore that next as we dive into the powerful connection between vision, confidence, and taking massive action toward your dream. Confidence is the key that unlocks doors to opportunities, success, and growth. But here's the question: where does true confidence come from? Is it something you're born with, or is it something you can build, step by step, action by action? The truth is, confidence is not a trait that you either have or don't have. It's a skill, a muscle that can be developed over time. And the best part, you can start building that unshakable confidence right now, today, by shifting the way you approach each moment, each decision, and each action. What if you woke up tomorrow and faced the day knowing that you had the power to tackle anything that came your way? Imagine walking into a meeting, making an important decision, or simply interacting with others, confidently, fearlessly, and with the knowledge that you are capable of achieving great things. That kind of confidence doesn't come from the absence of fear or doubt. It comes from the belief that no matter the outcome, you are still worthy, capable, and resilient. It's not about perfection, it's about courage. So how do you develop this kind of confidence? It starts by taking small steps, even when you don't feel ready. Confidence isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking bold action, even when you're uncertain, and building trust in yourself through those actions. Every time you step outside your comfort zone and take action, your confidence grows. It doesn't matter if you succeed or fail, the key is that you took the step. You did it, and that builds momentum. Think about the times when you've hesitated to make a decision or take an action because you weren't sure of yourself. Maybe you worried about failing, or maybe you were afraid of judgment. But what happens when you finally push through that fear and take action anyway? Something powerful happens. You realize that the fear was just an illusion, a barrier that was only in your mind. You see, confidence is not the absence of fear, it's the ability to take action in spite of fear. It's about trusting that even if things don't go as planned, you can handle it, you can learn from it, and you can move forward. Now here's the interesting part. Confidence doesn't just come from the big leaps you take, but from the small daily actions you make. Every morning, as you rise, you have a choice. You can choose to stand in your power or to shrink back. The decision to rise with confidence is made in those first few moments of the day. When you step into your morning with purpose, with clarity, and with the belief that you are capable, you set the stage for a confident and empowered day ahead. But this isn't about just feeling good in the moment. It's about transforming your mindset and behaviors into those of a person who consistently shows up, takes action, and faces challenges head on. And when you cultivate this kind of confidence daily, it starts to become part of who you are. You stop doubting your abilities, and you start seeing yourself as someone who can navigate life's challenges, who can make things happen. So how do you keep building this unshakable confidence every single day? It starts with positive self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters. If you wake up telling yourself that you are capable, that you are resilient, and that you have what it takes, your confidence will grow. But if you wake up with doubt, with negative self-talk, your confidence will shrink. Your words have power, use them wisely. And as your confidence builds, something amazing happens. You start to take even bolder actions. You start making decisions faster. You start taking risks you would have once avoided. And you start seeing results that you never thought possible. But there's something even more powerful about confidence. It doesn't just impact your own life, it impacts everyone around you. So, how do you keep this momentum going day after day? What do you do when you start feeling like your confidence is waning, or when life throws unexpected challenges your way? Let's talk about how you can maintain that strong sense of self-belief and continue to take bold, confident action, no matter what comes your way. Self-discipline, it's the one trait that separates those who achieve greatness from those who merely dream about it. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you set a goal or a resolution, only to watch it slip away because you didn't have the discipline to follow through? Or maybe you started out strong, full of motivation, but somewhere along the way, you lost focus. We've all been there. The truth is, success doesn't come from bursts of energy or temporary motivation. It comes from the ability to stay committed, to show up every day, and to keep going, even when the excitement fades. And that's where self-discipline comes in. Self-discipline is not about harsh rules or forcing yourself to do things you don't enjoy. It's about understanding that what you do consistently matters far more than what you do occasionally. It's about making the decision every single day to take action toward your goals, even when you don't feel like it. It's not about waiting for the right mood or the perfect moment. It's about choosing to take the next step, no matter what. So how do you master self-discipline? It starts with understanding the importance of consistency. Think about the habits that you've developed over the years, the ones that have become second nature to you, the ones you do without even thinking about them. These habits didn't form overnight. They were built through consistent action. Whether it's brushing your teeth, getting dressed, or making your morning coffee, these small actions are performed without hesitation because they've become a part of who you are. The same principle applies to your bigger goal. If you want to achieve success, you need to create habits that align with your goals, habits that you can rely on, no matter how you feel. And these habits, when practiced consistently, will eventually lead to massive results. You see, self-discipline is less about willpower and more about creating systems and routines that support your long-term vision. But here's the thing, self-discipline isn't easy. It requires sacrifice, focus, and the ability to delay gratification. In a world where instant results are more accessible than ever, self-discipline can seem outdated. We want quick fixes, fast solutions, but true success is never found in shortcuts. It's found in the ability to keep going when the results don't come immediately. It's found in the ability to stay focused on your long-term vision, even when the rewards are far in the distance. Imagine how different your life would be if you could wake up every single morning with the discipline to take consistent action, no matter the challenges you face. What if instead of waiting for motivation to strike, you simply relied on your routines and habits to carry you forward? How much could you achieve if you stopped making excuses and started taking daily disciplined action? The truth is, when you master self-discipline, you gain control over your life. You stop letting external circumstances dictate your success, and you start creating your own future. And here's the powerful secret. The more you practice self-discipline, the easier it becomes. At first it might feel difficult, it might feel like a struggle, but over time, as you stay committed, you start to see the results of your efforts. And when you see those results, your confidence grows, your motivation increases, and the cycle of self-discipline continues. So what's the next step in mastering self-discipline? How do you take this newfound focus and apply it to even bigger goals, even greater successes? Well, the key lies in learning how to prioritize effectively and manage your time in a way that accelerates your progress. Let's dive into how you can manage your day-to-day activities to align perfectly with your vision, so you can make the most out of every moment. But here's the big question. Why do some people seem to achieve so much in those 24 hours, while others struggle to make progress? It's not because of luck or talent or connections. It's because of how they choose to master their time. Time mastery is the difference between a life of constant struggle and a life of purpose, productivity, and success. Think about the days when you wake up with a long to-do list and no clear plan. The minutes slip away, you jump from task to task, and by the end of the day, you feel like you've accomplished very little. We've all been there. But what if you could take full control of your time? What if every day could be a day where you look back and see real progress, real results? That's the power of time mastery, understanding that every moment counts, and using it to move closer to your goals. Time mastery isn't about squeezing every second out of the day or working yourself into exhaustion. It's about being intentional with how you spend your time. It's about making every moment count by prioritizing the activities that align with your vision, your purpose, and your goals. The truth is, we all waste time, whether it's on social media, unnecessary distractions, or procrastination. But when you understand the value of each moment, you start to shift your mindset. You begin to see time not as something to fill, but as something to invest. The first step to mastering your time is to set clear priorities. Without clear priorities, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of everyday life, reacting to whatever comes your way. But when you take the time to define what matters most to you, your goals, your relationships, your health, you create a roadmap for your day. You stop letting the world dictate your schedule, and instead you take charge of it. One of the most powerful tools in time mastery is the ability to say no. Yes, I said it. Saying no is one of the most important skills you can develop. You see, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And if you say yes to things that don't align with your priorities, you're giving away your precious time. Mastering the art of saying no allows you to protect your time and focus on what truly matters. It's about recognizing that your time is your most valuable asset, and you must guard it fiercely. Now let's talk about time blocking. Time blocking is a powerful strategy that allows you to allocate specific chunks of time for specific tasks. Instead of letting your day be dictated by interruptions and distractions, you create designated times for deep work, meetings, rest, and even play. By doing this, you eliminate the constant switching between tasks, which can drain your energy and focus. Instead, you give yourself the space to focus fully on one thing at a time, knowing that when that block of time is over, you can move on to the next task. But time mastery isn't just about productivity, it's about balance. It's about recognizing that time is not only for work, but also for rest, for relationships, and for self-care. When you master your time, you don't just become more efficient, you become more fulfilled. You create space for the things that truly matter, and in doing so, you create a life that aligns with your values and vision. So how do you continue to level up your time mastery? What happens when you combine this understanding of time with the ability to stay present in each moment? How do you take your mastery to the next level and maximize your potential even further? Let's explore that next as we dive into the power of focus and how it can accelerate your progress, turning your time into the most powerful tool at your disposal. In a world filled with distractions, the ability to focus is more valuable than ever. We're constantly bombarded with information, notifications, and competing priorities, pulling our attention in every direction. So how do you cut through the noise and truly make progress toward your goals? The answer is simple, yet powerful: focus. Focus is the key to amplifying your results, to transforming your dreams into reality. It's the ability to direct your energy and attention on what matters most, without being distracted by the endless options that life throws at you. Think about it. How many times have you started something with great enthusiasm, only to find yourself sidetracked halfway through? Whether it's a work project, a personal goal, or even just a simple task, it's easy to lose focus when there are so many things demanding your attention. But imagine if you could harness the power of focus, if you could stay locked in on your most important objectives day after day, refusing to let anything stand in your way. That's where true success lies. When you can focus with precision and intensity, your ability to achieve skyrocket. Focus isn't something that just happens on its own, it's a skill that you must develop. It's about making conscious decisions, about learning to say no to the things that don't serve your purpose, and it's about eliminating distractions, both external and internal. You see, distractions don't just come from outside forces. Often the biggest distractions are the thoughts, doubts, and worries inside our own minds. The key is to recognize when you're being pulled off course and to gently redirect your attention back to what matters most. One of the most effective ways to improve your focus is by setting clear intentions. When you know exactly what you're working toward, when you have a clear and compelling vision of your goal, focus becomes much easier. Your goal acts as a compass, guiding you through the chaos of everyday life. Every time you feel your focus waning, you can return to your why, the reason you're doing what you're doing. This gives you the strength to push through the distractions and stay on track. But focus isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about creating systems, setting boundaries, and making intentional decisions about where you allocate your time and energy. In a world that values multitasking, focus is the antidote. Multitasking often leads to divided attention, meaning you're not truly giving your best to any one task. When you focus on one thing at a time, you give yourself the opportunity to perform at your highest level, and that's when results begin to multiply. One powerful strategy to increase your focus is time block. By scheduling specific times for specific tasks, you ensure that your energy is directed toward one thing at a time. This prevents the mental exhaustion that comes from constantly switching between tasks and allows you to dive deeply into each activity. Time blocking also creates a sense of urgency and accountability. When you know that you've set aside a dedicated block of time for a task, you're more likely to stay committed and avoid distractions. Now here's an important point. Focus also requires rest. It's tempting to think that if you want to be more focused, you need to work non-stop, but that's a recipe for burnout. Your brain needs time to recharge and reset. That's why balance is so important. When you take time to rest, you come back to your work with renewed energy and sharper focus. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for peak performance. So what's the next step? How do you take this newfound ability to focus and apply it to even bigger goals? How do you continue to sharpen your focus and maximize your potential? The key is learning how to stay disciplined in your focus and combine it with strategic action. By doing so, you'll be able to transform your focus into a powerful force that propels you towards success. As you begin to master the art of focus, you'll discover that you're capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. Your results will reflect the clarity and determination with which you approach your goal, and soon the life you've always envisioned will be yours, because focus is the foundation upon which your dreams will be built.